Time and again, Pakistan has been exposed at various global forums for being a terror breeder and for providing safe haven to terrorists. The United Nations Counter-Terrorism Center launched a virtual exposition on 7th July, wherein Islamabad once again faced grave humiliation, since not only India condemned the country for being a terror sponsor, in addition to it, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in his opening statements, also highlighted the threat posed by terror groups like Al-Qaeda, Islamic State and its affiliates whose close links have often been found in Pakistan and who are waiting to leverage the ongoing pandemic situation. A report.
In the UN Virtual Counter-Terrorism Week held from 6th to 10th July, diplomats from several countries and associated groups discussed the threat posed by terrorism to world peace and harmony. At the launch of the virtual conference, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres talked about the strategic and practical challenges of countering terrorism in a global pandemic environment. Antonio, in his statement, urged the countries to closely monitor evolving terrorist threats and trends to tackle the spread of terrorist narratives through pandemic-sensitive holistic approaches. Taking an indirect jibe at Pakistan, the UN chief specifically mentioned the terrorist groups active in South Asia, saying that such groups are looking forward to take inadequate advantage of the coronavirus pandemic situation. Terror groups such as the Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, and their regional affiliates must not be allowed to exploit the increasing fissures and fragilities due to the psychosocial, economic and political stresses laid bare by the COVID-19 pandemic, said Antonio Guterres at the launch of week-long UN Counter-Terrorism virtual conference.
They have been rebutted a large number of times earlier in United Nations, and they have been rebutted once again this time. And they have been told in no uncertain terms, which the whole world knows, that they are the largest epicenter of terrorism.
Taking clue from UN Chief's remarks on spreading network of terrorism and its impact during the COVID-19 outbreak, India, in its statement during the webinar, emphasized upon Pakistan's unrelenting support to terrorism amidst the ongoing pandemic. Mahavir Singhvi, head of Indian delegation, said that while the world is coming together to battle the pandemic, it is unfortunate that Pakistan, a state which sponsors cross-border terrorism, continues to use every opportunity to peddle false narratives and make baseless, malicious and egregious allegations against India and interfere in its internal affairs.
India has rightly highlighted Pakistan's duplicitous behavior in the virtual meeting of the UN Office of Counter-Terrorism. Now, Pakistan continues to use terrorism as part of its state policy and considers the terrorist groups which it operates from its soil to be used against India as its strategic assets. It is important for the world not just to put pressure on Pakistan, but to ratchet up that pressure and impose sanctions on that country to force it to change its ways.
India, during the conference, called on the international community to ask Pakistan to take sustained, verifiable and irreversible actions against terror outfits operating on the territory under its control. Listing out the Islamabad's role in terror attack on the Indian mission in Kabul, Mumbai terror attack of 2008, Pathankot attack of 2016, Uri and Pulwama, the Indian delegate also hit out at Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan for his recent comments in the National Parliament terming 9/11 mastermind Osama bin Laden a martyr.
एक हुआ जी उसामा बिन लादेन को इन्होंने अमेरिकन ने आके अब्दाद में मार दिया, शहीद कर दिया.
Imran's statement on Osama bin Laden was a chilling reminder of the patronage that the international terrorists receive in Pakistan.
The fact that Taliban actually continues to operate from Pakistan, the fact that all kinds of terrorists continue they continue to operate from Pakistan and continue to train the terrorism. I mean, what more does one need to say really? Everybody knows, and the continuing on the grey list in the FATF is a clear acknowledgement that Pakistan continues to support terrorism. So unless they bend their own ways, it's going to be difficult to deal with them really in that matter.
In the past, Pakistan's PM publicly acknowledged the presence of up to 40,000 terrorists in his country. Adding to the country's embarrassment, a recent report of the Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team of the UN Security Council reported that around 6,500 Pakistani terrorists belonging to LET and JEM are operating in Afghanistan. Noting that it is high time for countries to take a holistic approach towards tackling the growing menace of terrorism, representatives from various international groups and countries opined that a global understanding of the counter-terrorism efforts around the world was needed. The UN Chief Secretary General stressed on the need for the international community to keep up the momentum in the fight against terrorism by investing in national, regional, and global counter-terrorism capabilities, especially for countries most in need of assistance.